Hi, I'm Darcel Lobo, and I own Dow Law Firm in Normandy Park, and here to talk to you today about the requirements to form an LLC in Washington State. Now, an LLC, also known as a limited liability company, is a legal entity that's formed to own and operate a business. Now, in regards to your LLC, when it comes to picking your name, that's usually where we start, is that we ask our clients, what is the name you're looking for? I have them pick one or two alternates in case their first name is taken. And so on the Washington State Secretary of State's website, you can go in and check and make sure nobody has your name. And so once you've picked your name, let's go into what's required to actually form that LLC. So once you've named it, you want to make sure you have the term LLC or limited liability company in the term of your name. That is required in the state of Washington. You also need to make sure that you pick a registered agent. So you can act as your own registered agent. That's perfectly fine. You can have somebody else, another member or manager of the LLC, act as a registered agent, or you can have an attorney. For some clients, we do act as a registered agent. So my name for the firm is listed with my address. And so I get the annual notices for the renewals. But also, if there's ever any kind of issue, a lawsuit or anything that happens concerning the LLC, I receive notice of that so I can inform my client. So you want to pick a registered agent. It doesn't have to be an attorney. It can be you. It can be someone else in your LLC. So once you pick the registered agent and you have your name, you're going to file the formation document with the Secretary of State's website. That's called a certificate of formation. Now that can just be done online. It's super easy and convenient and quick. It saves a lot of time. So I'd advise to not mail it in, not to fax it in. Just doing it online is the best way to do it. And so the filing fee is about $200 here in Washington State to actually form your LLC. And when you form it online, you'll actually fill out the certificate of formation while you're completing your online application to create your LLC. Now, once you've done those steps, you have created your LLC. But what you need to make sure you're also doing, and the step that I see so many people skipping, is creating an operating agreement. This is what protects you and your LLC. If you create your LLC and do not have an operating agreement in place, you might as well have just not even created the LLC because you don't have the protection of your LLC without your operating agreement. Usually for clients who are creating the LLC, they want the limited liability protection. They want to protect their personal assets from the liabilities of the corporation. In order to do that, you need to have your operating agreement in place. And you need to understand it and know what it says and make sure it's accurate to what your intentions are for you and any other members. Because sure, you can download an operating agreement online for free, but do you know what it means? Do you know what it says? Is it even valid in Washington State? So having an attorney prepare and form your LLC, including your operating agreement that is tailored to what you are looking to do with your LLC and what the purpose of it is going to ensure you the best amount of protection for you and your LLC. The last thing you want to have happen is you created an LLC, you think you have that liability protection, there's a lawsuit, and then you realize that your personal assets are exposed to the liabilities of your company because you did not form it properly, because you don't have a valid operating agreement, or your operating agreement does not protect you as you thought it did. So please save yourself the time and the cost of not doing it correctly, and make sure you have an attorney assist you in forming your LLC to protect you and your other members and your assets down the road. So once you've done those steps, you need to get a tax ID number for your estate. It's known as the EIN. We just call it a tax ID number, but the LLC will have its own tax ID number, and you can obtain that from the IRS on the IRS's website of irs.gov. You go online, you apply for the tax ID number, and that tax ID number is applied to that LLC. That way you are not using your personal social security number when it comes to business dealings of the LLC. And you won't even be able to open up an LLC checking account with the bank without the LLC having its own tax ID number. So you want to make sure that gets done. You do not want to use your personal social security number when it pertains to your LLC. Make sure you're getting that tax ID number for your LLC once you have formed the LLC. If you have our office assist you, we take care of that for you. You don't have to worry about that step. But if not, make sure you're completing that step as well for your LLC. So once you have these steps in place, you have created your LLC. So this is kind of a quick overview of that process and what that looks like. If you would like help with your LLC, if you're looking to form an LLC, if you're concerned about your LLC and your operating agreement and what it says, or if you don't have one, give us a call, send us a text, 206-408-8158, and we'd be happy to help you. Thank you.